The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 is that new rich kid on the block that drives his daddy's Mercedes to school, and the Z Fold 6 is that kid that won't stop reminding the teacher about homework. Now, is one of them dramatically better than the other? Yes. Now, in this video, I'll be going over some of the differences of these two phones to see if you should upgrade to the 7 or stick with the 6. But I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret so I don't waste your time. Get the 7. Just if that's all you needed to hear, stop the video, get the 7. And if you guys are a fan of no BS tech reviews, I always just say it how it is, then definitely consider subscribing, and guess what? It's free. Now, the Z Fold 7 does sport a crazy 200 megapixel camera, which takes photos that look absolutely incredible with crazy detail. Great HDR, and color is good enough that'll make you want to lick your phone. By the way, don't do that. I read somewhere that apparently your phone has more germs on it than your toilet seat. I don't know how that logically makes sense because, oh boy. Anyway, I'm not going to test that out, and neither should you, unless you just really wanna. Detail like this just hasn't been seen before on a Galaxy Fold. Now, you also get an updated Pro Visual engine, which makes shooting videos and photos at night look great, HDR recording even at 4K 60, and a new zoom slider with enhanced lens transition, so zooming in and out will always feel steady. And I am slightly afraid of heights. I was, low-key panicking. High-key. I was high-key panicking when I was up there. So definitely click that like button to show me appreciation. It's not to say that the Z Fold 6 camera system is bad, but it's not something that, you're going to be writing home about or writing to anyone about. Now, yes, unfortunately, the Z Fold 7 did get a little bit more expensive here in the US, whereas Europe and other places, it stayed the same. So I guess it's our turn for us to get screwed, because it's always Europe that's getting like these crazy phone prices. So, hey, it's time for America's turn. But anyway, if you pre-order right now, you can get up to $1,150 off with a trade-in, or $300 off with no trade-in. Plus, they're giving you $150 credit for storage upgrades. And if you click my special link below and order within 30 minutes, you'll save an extra $50. I don't know why they put that 30-minute limit there. I guess they're having a race with like ghosts or something. I don't know. That's a savings of up to $1,200. So obviously those deals aren't going to last because Samsung will go out of business and no one wants that. So if you guys want, I'll have a link down below in the video description as well as in the pinned comment. Now, for those of you who didn't really care about the under display camera on the Galaxy Z Fold 6 because the quality was, let's just say, not good, you'll be happy to know that on the 7, they did increase the resolution from 4 megapixels to 10 megapixels. The Z Fold 6 was already one of Samsung's most refined foldables, but the Z Fold 7 just takes it to a whole new level. It is significantly thinner and lighter. Folded, the Fold 7 is just 8.9 millimeters, and when unfolded, it's an insane 4.2 millimeters thin. That's thinner than basically any phone out there unfolded. Oh, and the weight, 215 grams. That's insane because that's lighter than the Galaxy S25 Ultra by 3 grams. And if we compare it to the Z Fold 6, I believe this is 238 grams. Yeah, 238, 215. That is a big deal. This just loves to eat food. This is kind of like me, right? This is the me that I wish I was, right here. Nice and thin and athletic build. Yeah, that's the dream. But all jokes aside, holding the 6, it just feels like you're holding a phone that's not a year old, but 2 to 3 years old, just because of how well Samsung managed to get the Z Fold 7 just right. When you're holding the phone, it just feels like a normal phone. It's nice, thin. You don't even realize that it's a folding phone unless you look at it and notice the little opening. But other than that, this is a crazy good, comfortable phone to use. Both of these phones use Armor aluminum frames, and both feature Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the back panel. However, the Z Fold 7 uses Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 on the display, making it more durable against drops. Now, the hinge action on the 7 has also been improved and also much slimmer, as you guys can tell. But opening this phone, it just feels more confident. Like with this phone, when you open it, it doesn't really have that satisfying snap open. It just kind of, I don't know. It feels like it's been through a lot, you know what I mean? But with the 7, it's just, bam. It just has that nice, that click. I love it. It's definitely improved, and you guys will feel it the second you open and close it. I mean, it is great. By the way, for those of you who are wondering if it opens completely flat, it kinda does. Not really, but like, come on camera, focus. Your only job is literally to focus. Anyway, you guys can see for yourself, it doesn't open up like a perfect 180. I would say it's like 179.99 and so on and so forth. But you can obviously force it flat by just kind of bending it backwards. By the way, don't do it too hard. But yeah, you can kind of force it flat. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I think all folding phones don't open completely flat on the first go around. Now, as far as battery life goes, which is a huge topic for a lot of you, and hey, me too, I love my battery, right? Well, they are still the same milliamp hours, the same capacity, 4400. However, with the new chip, the 8 Elite, you're getting much better efficiency. So on average, I am getting around 45 minutes to an hour of screen on time. Not a huge deal, but that's still a pretty significant upgrade, if we're talking about year-over-year upgrades. Now, when it comes to the cover display, you guys are gonna absolutely love it because it finally got wider, and it's a good amount wider. So the 6 was 6.3 inches and the 7 is now 6.5 inches, which means the Fold 7's cover display is now finally full HD plus compared to just HD plus on the 6. I honestly had no real issue using the Fold 6's cover display. However, once you actually use the 7 and then you go back to the 6, it's not even, I mean, that's a big difference right there. You know what I mean? That's a big difference. So hey, Samsung, thank you. Now, to be completely honest, in terms of like raw power, you're not really going to notice a difference between the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on the 6 to the 8 Elite on the 7. However, there are a few areas that I did notice a difference. First of which is the software features that only the Snapdragon 8 Elite can deliver, or so they say. For example, the new Now bar, which gives you an overlook on your day. It's here on the 7, missing on the 6. Another thing is the efficiency. I'm noticing that the Fold 7 barely gets warm. And keep in mind, we are in the middle of summer right now, so it is like constantly hot outside. It's 97 outside today. That is brutal, okay? That I don't even want to go outside, which is why I'm not. But this barely gets warm. This, on the other hand, it gets warm and kind of borderline hot depending on what I'm doing, such as if I'm charging in the car. But aside from that, both phones function generally the same. You're not going to see apps opening up much quicker on the 8 Elite. If it does, it's probably going to be like the difference of your eye blink. So don't worry about that. However, there is something to note that if you get the 1TB version of the 7, you will get 16 gigabytes of RAM, whereas on the 6, it only maxes out at 12 gigabytes regardless of what storage size you're getting or have. The inner display also got an upgrade with the Z Fold 7. Not only is it bigger at 8 inches, but the crease is also a little bit less noticeable thanks to the new Hinge design. This is a minor change. If you're expecting the crease to not be there at all and not be visible, this is not the phone for you. In fact, no phone is phone for you because all of them have some sort of visible crease, but it is a little bit better than the 6. So, an improvement is still an improvement. All in all, both displays look great on the inside, and they both go up to the same brightness level of 2600 nits. So HDR movies and photos, they're gonna look incredible. However, it's not all rainbows and sunshines for the Fold 7 because no phone is perfect. So what's the downside? Well, for a lot of you that use the S Pen, unfortunately, the S Pen will no longer work with the Fold 7. I think it's something to do with the inside display. They made the phone thinner, so they had to remove, I think, a few layers from the display. I guess one of those layers were the ones responsible for the S Pen working. Listen, I don't know. I'm not an engineer, okay? But anyway, long story short, they removed it, so no more S Pen on the Fold. Personally, I never used the S Pen. I have an S25 Ultra as well. I don't even notice that it's there. But thank God it's actually in the phone, The S Pen on here would be weird because you can't put it in the phone, so you're gonna have to buy a case that has the S Pen kind of built into it, but then that just makes the phone bulky and just doesn't feel right. So I don't know. I get it. I get why people are mad when a company takes things away from you and in our case charges us more for it. I get it, but at the same time, I never used it, so I don't care. Things like call quality, reception, it seems to be the same, which is a good thing because Samsung has always just been the best when it comes to figuring out their modems. Because with iPhone, I lose service so many times. I don't know why. Same thing with my Google Pixel. Why am I losing so much service, Google? Why? I don't know why I give you a thumbs up. It's supposed to be a thumbs down. But with Samsung, no matter where I go, I just seem to get better reception and better data speeds compared to all my other phones. So the fact that they didn't ruin it or make it better, I mean, I don't know how you could make it better. It's already really good. So if you're worried about reception, call quality, don't be. This thing is a beast. So what do you think about the Fold 7? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Did you pre-order it? Let me know down below. I am also working on my Flip 7 review, so if you guys are a fan of flip phones, definitely stay tuned for that, and I'll be comparing it to maybe the Motorola Flip. I forgot what it's called, but something like that. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button, and if you're new here and you like no BS tech reviews, definitely subscribe. And as always, this was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.